We can just do like right now. We can just do a quick little mock draft for the first few picks, I guess. So, who
All
do you guys
right.
think that
Like,
the?
hold on. Let's get an order here, okay? I'll
Yeah, all
be
right.
I'll be one, and
I'll
then
take the
every third
Knicks.
picks.
No,
So
I'll
you'll
take
be
eight. So I'd be second,
eight,
second,
five,
fifth,
two.
and eighth.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
Rohan's at three. So you're also doing the Warriors pick,
yeah. I'm doing the
Andy.
Warriors. I'm picking for you
Okay.
guys.
So 30-second. We'll have a 30-second timer. So
Okay, okay.
the number one overall pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they will be drafting shooting guard from Georgia, Anthony Edwards, to complement D'Lo and Cat. This unfortunately means that people like Malik Beasley, Josh Okogie, and Jarrett Culver are now expendable.
Yep, and with the second pick, the Warriors get what you guys are seeing is their guy. They are getting. I think they'll take Onyeka Okongwu here, and they'll be very happy with that pick.
Yeah, now with the Charlotte Hornets, I think this one's a pretty easy pick for them. I'm going to go with James Wiseman in our mock draft.
Right. The number 4 overall pick, the newly run Chicago Bulls will be selecting Obi Toppin.
All right, now the Cavs. This is the one we previously talked about. One that is a bit of an a bit tricky because we're not really sure what we think they're going to do there.
Actually, I want to preface this a bit, by saying that the Cavs 2 years in a row have had tied for the chance to get the highest number 1 pick, and both years they fall into number 5. But yeah, go ahead.
So who's been taken so far? Has let's see. I could honestly, they could be like. It really depends on whether they go for like the best player available, or they go for a positional need. If they go for a positional need, I could see them taking someone like a Deni Avdija. So I guess that will be the pick. I'm not really sure, but we'll see.
So I think I'm just going to be picking for the Hawks. I think they'll probably want a good player to complement Trae Young. They have some pretty good bigger players like Clint Capella and John Collins. I think that they should probably take either another guard or a center, in my opinion, or not a center, another forward. So I think one of the better guards still available is Devin Vassell from Florida State. So I'm gonna go with him.
That's a great pick. At number 7, the Detroit Pistons are here. And they have a lot of things to fill, and they would be glad that this player is falling to them. At number 7, Lamelo Ball is going to be taken by the Detroit Pistons, trying to be the savior of the franchise.
Yep, and Lamelo probably would have been the Knicks pick if he fell all the way to 8 somehow, but that wouldn't. I highly doubt that would actually happen. But the Knicks would still get a really good point guard, in my opinion, in Tyrese Haliburton. So I would be very satisfied if Tyrese Haliburton fell to 8. So yeah, that's the pick for me.
So as for the Wizards, I think they'll probably need some kind of, a forward or a center, because they already have 2 pretty good guards. They have John Wall and Bradley Beal, maybe a potential backup guard because John Wall gets injured every year. But I think that they're probably going to want a forward or a bigger player. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just look. I think I'll take Saddiq Bey. I'm pretty surprised he dropped this far. He's actually one of the better forwards in my opinion. So yeah, that's my pick.
That's a great pick. That was one of the players I was looking at. But at number 10, we have the Phoenix Suns. Now, they are a very interesting team. I think they have their 2, 3, and 5 locked in Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and I think they should lock in Mikal Bridges too, and Kelly Oubre. Just those are good players at the small forward. So I think it's either the 1 or the 4. Currently they have Ricky Rubio, but that he does not fit in the timeline with the rest of the team. And at number 4 they have Cam Johnson, who is probably going to end up being a role player to bench player. I'm gonna think a bit more. I'm I'm gonna search up Isaac Okoro's height. He is 6'6", so I don't think he could move to the 4. If I look at Aaron Nesmith's height, he is also 6'6", so I don't think he could move to the 4. So that means we are going to have to go down and select Precious Achiuwa at number 10 for the Phoenix Suns.
All right, now moving on to the Spurs, and I'm still kind of trying to think about who they take here. I think what they're looking for maybe is a forward, probably a versatile forward. Maybe we got options like let's see who's still on the board. They could go with someone like Isaac Okoro potentially if he's still there. They could go with someone like Tyler Bey has already been taken. So wait, did you take Tyler Bey or Saddiq Bey?
I took Saddiq Bey.
Okay, so they could still take Tyler Bey. I think they would maybe go with someone like Isaac Okoro. I'm not really sure, but that'll be the pick.
Yeah, the Spurs are a pretty good team. I don't think there's centers at this current point which would fit them, which I think would be the best move for the franchise. I think the 2 is the most likely pick at there. So, Rohan, go pick.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to be doing the Kings. I think the Kings actually have some pretty good guard depth, and I think they're definitely going to need... They actually have decent center depth too. Just looking at their roster, they have players like Aleksej and Richaun Holmes that are pretty good, but they have pretty good guards. But the position that they're lacking most is forwards. They have some decent starting forwards. I guess Harrison Barnes and Marvin Bagley are pretty good, but they really need some more forwards in my opinion. So I think I'm gonna have to look at the list of forwards and I'll make my pick based on that. It's a little bit of a bummer that Okoro was picked because I think that's who the Kings probably could have benefited the most from. But I think a power forward would be more beneficial. So I'll go with Patrick Williams, Florida State.
All right, so we're moving on to the number 13 pick, which is the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, there are several players which could fit here. They are a really good team, and I think that they are going to increase spacing because Lonzo Ball has proven he's not that good of a shooter. Brandon Ingram is okay from deep. Zion's not a shooter. Jackson Hayes or Derek Favors aren't good shooters. Drew Holiday is a very mid shooter. So they already have a really good young nucleus of players. So I think it's worth taking a high risk, high reward prospect. So this is where I think they will be taking the 7-footer from Olympiakos B, Aleksej Pokusevski.
All right, so now we have the final pick of the lottery, which is the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, when I look at their team, obviously they're trying to build around John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and even Jonas Valanciunas. So I think what they might be looking for here is a wing, or probably a wing. So I'm trying to look and see who are the best options. Oh, the pick went to the Celtics. Oh, okay. That's I don't know why I thought it went to the Grizzlies, but because it was the Grizzlies, but then it got traded to the Celtics, I guess. Okay, so that changes my my plans a lot. So let's take a look at the Celtics lineup. Well, the Celtics already have like a very solid kind of like core of 4 players, which are Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Gordon Hayward. So they'd probably maybe look at taking a center here, but I'm not really sure if there's any good centers for them. I'm just like taking a look here, seeing if there's any centers left, any center options left. Yeah, it looks like they would have to reach quite a bit if they were to take a center. If they were to take someone like Vernon Carey Jr. or Xavier Tillman, or even like Daniel Oturu. I'm not really sure if they would do that. So they might just want to take the best player available because they already have such a strong team. So in my opinion, that would maybe be maybe even an international player. I can't talk for some reason, but an international player maybe in Killian Hayes maybe is just as the best player available. I'm not really sure what the Celtics will do with this pick because they already have such a strong team, or a strong 1 through 4. So they might maybe even use this pick as a trade asset. But I guess I'll have them taking Killian Hayes here.
And that wraps it up for our mock draft of the lottery and live reactions. I mean, one of us is very disappointed at the results. Two of us are very happy with the results. Andy, how does it feel to be a Knicks fan right now? You did moderately okay.
It feels like how it feels every year, to be honest, which is pretty terrible. So, New York sports is always very fun. I love being a Giants and Knicks fan. It's very, very, very winning sports